Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial of CS384. So in this we are going to learn the bitwise operator. So I hope everybody is aware with the bitwise and, or, nor and all those things, right? Especially electronics and guys have done digital circuits and all, but even in first year we had this AND gates, or AND logic or logic. By the way, I will have a truth table also and I will make sure that you understand it really well. So I have two examples here with A is equal to 60 and B is equal to 13. I have written the binary values here. The binary value of 60 is this and 13 is this. I'm also getting it printed via the Python program. So how do you do it? As you saw in the previous lectures, you just write binary of A and 60 gets converted into the binary value. To make things more simple, so we will keep this and or logic, right? So what happens, ampersand is used for anding two numbers. So we are anding A and B. So we are having A as 60, B as 13. When we both AND together, we get the result as 12. Now how does this happen? Let us go in Excel. So if you see the AND logic, we have 0 0 as 0, 0 1 as 0, 1 0 as 0 and 1 1 as 1. So in AND you can have a simple rule to remember. If any of the bit is 0, the output is 0, else it is 1, right? 60, the binary is 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0. We usually write it in a 8-bit format, right? Similarly for 13 I have written the binary value. If you want to see from the code, we can see A is having a binary value of this. 0B specifies binary, 0O specifies octal, 0X as hexadecimal, right? So initially we want the value of A ampersand B, and the answer Python says is 12, okay? And the binary equivalent is 0B1100, okay? So let us recompute in Excel also. So what happens, we have 60 and 13 and I'm trying to evaluate for the AND, right? So the logic is any value which is having a 0 gives output in AND as 0. If both are, if both are 1, the output is 1. If both are 1, again output is 1, 0 and again 0, right? So as you see, the leftmost bits are called, if all are 0 you can just safely ignore. So like 5 and 0005 are both same, right? So if you can see here, these are the four preceding zeros that need to be ignored. Only the digits remaining are 1100, which is same as this 1100. If you want to verify in Excel, I will do a binary to decimal. Let me put the entire number. If I read the number from here to right, okay, I read 00001100, right? The output is 12, which is same as this. Result of AND is 12. Okay, so let me just delete this line. Next is we are having OR. For OR, we have this pipe symbol. Okay, so let us see what happens in OR. So OR is having 0 in case both are 0, and if any one output is 1, 0 1 is 1, 1 0 is 1, 1 1 again is 1. Okay, so for OR, even if we have a single one, we directly route the output as we directly write the output as 1. So both are 0 is 0, both are 0 is 0. At least 1 1 is 1, 1 1 is 1, 1 1 is again 1, 1 1 is again 1, 0 and then 1, right? Let us use Excel to calculate binary to decimal. 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 1. We write from the rightmost to the leftmost digits. This is 61, same as this result. Okay, so this is how the bitwise operators work. And now we have exclusive OR. So if you see the exclusive OR, what happens here between OR and exclusive OR, this is 0 if both are 1, right? So exclusive OR basically says that either of the bits, if all the bits are same, the output are 0, right? So when both are 0, basically both the bits are same, the XOR is 0. Both the bits are 1, the output is again 0, right? When we have mismatching digits, the output is 1. So now let us compute for XOR. Let us delete for the OR value. So XOR, both the bits are 0, then it is 0. Both the bits are 0, it is 0. Either of them is 0 or 1, 1. Again 1. Both the bits are same, output is 0. Both the bits are same, output is 0. Bits are same, output is 0. Bits are different, output is 1. Let us check in Excel, bin to decimal, right from the leftmost 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. It is 49 and the result of XOR is 49. Now we have left shift operator. For XOR we use this cap. Okay. Now left shift by 2 bits. So now what happens in left shift operation? So I have the number 60. Okay, let me write it in this fashion. Okay, 60 is this number. So when I'm saying left shift by 2, just see what will happen. So I have the same 8 bits. What I will do, I will shift it by 2 bits. So this is the leftmost bit, shift by 1 bit and 2 bit. So what will happen here? So this becomes here, right? This becomes here. Okay, let me just take a better example. So this we have like this, right? Now I'm shifting by 2 bits, so I need this and this. Okay, so I just copy the entire thing and let me shift by 2 bits. So you can see first bit and 2 bits I'm shifting. Eventually what happens, this number comes here, this number comes here, this number comes here, and so on, right? And when you shift this, okay, what happens is this information, like original number was having this boundary, so we get this information as lost information. Now this information is lost, right? But now we have blank space in the end, it gets filled by zeros, right? And this is our new number, 11110000, right? So let us see what is the binary equivalent of this. This is equal to binary to decimal, right? As I said, we have to ignore these two now because these are lost bits. Let me clear the formatting, clear all. So these are the additional bits that are added towards the end because of shifting. Now let us do this binary to decimal, 11110000, right? Output is 240, output is 240. In general, remember one thing, whenever you do a left shift, right? So left shift means basically you are multiplying the original number. See what we are doing, we are having A and A was 60, right? So basically when we do a single left shift, we double the number. When we do a double left shift, we double that double number, right? So basically when I'm shifting by 2, internally I am doing it is like 60 into 2 raised to 2. Internally I will get the final answer. Similarly we have right shift. So right shift, the same thing happens, just the only difference is we lose the rightmost bits. Let me just type. Okay, so I'm copying this, Control C, Control V, right? These were 8 bits. Remember one thing, that the boundary remains the same. Okay, so whatever you do, the boundary is still same. So I have this boundary of 8 bits. When I'm shifting, so what happens now? When I'm shifting to the right, I start from the this least significant bit. So this gets lost here, right? Even this will get lost here. This particular one comes on this final position. This particular one comes on this position. This particular one comes on this position. This particular one comes on this position. Similarly, this 0 will come here. This 0 will come here. And because this was the boundary, additional zeros are added in the start. So this is our new number 00001111. So you can see here in the output also, the output is 15 0B1111, right? So let us just verify it is equal to bin to deck. The number was 00001111, which is nothing but 15. Again, remember one thing when you are doing right shift. So when you are doing the right shift, you are losing the numbers, right? On the right hand side. So this is also technically what happens when A is 60 and right shifted by 2. One right shift is division by 2 technically. So it will be 60 divided by 2 multiplied by the number of bits. So for example, here it is 2, so I will have it 2. If here was 3, I will do it 3. Okay. So 60 by 2 into 2 is 60 by 4, which is 15, which is nothing but our final answer. That's it. Thank you for watching. This was all with the bit conversions. Very useful feature. At times, many programming assignments. Like for example, if somebody asks you if you want to double a number, what is the most optimal way? So the most optimal way to double a number is just left shift by 1, right? So 60 is the number. I am left shifting it by 1. You just see the output. Output will be 120, right? So what is the process to divide the number by half? Just right shift by 1, and there you go. 60 was the input, and when I right shifted to 60, this becomes 30. So this is like an O1 operation, the quickest operation, right? Because division and modulus are very expensive operations. That's it. This covers our series lecture 2, and now we will begin the next